welcome to episode 69, I believe. 59, or is it 69? Probably should be 69. I think I messed up that title there. Episode 69 of But There's More. I am your host, Astro, and here today, I got the main man, my main man, Buck Fames. What's going on, Buck?
So,
Main man in the house. What's up, Dennis? I was just talking to Dennis. What's going on, big dog? FB Jones, that's my guy. One day I'll get FB on the show, man. He's a little camera shy, man, but I gotta get him on the show, man. I gotta get him on the show.
what's up, Dennis?
Say what's up to everybody. Say what's up to everybody. Um, Elijah Mack in the house. What's up, Elijah?
What's up, Elijah?
That's the guy right there. Shout out to Elijah. Let's see what else we got. By the way, before we start doing anything, I'm just gonna tell everybody now. From jump, we're gonna talk spoilers of Spider-Man No Way Home. So if you haven't seen it, you know what I'm saying, here's your warning. I'm gonna give multiple warnings before we do anything, because I don't want nobody surprised, nobody upset. I don't need none of that extra stuff. So I'm gonna just let y'all know up front. I'm trying to share this link. And I'm looking for it, but for some reason I can't. Oh, matter of fact, I got a trick for y'all. There we go. Wait, no, it's the wrong thing. How you feeling? But how was your holiday? How was your Christmas? How was it?
I played video games all day yesterday, bro.
For real? What you play?
I was playing Overwatch. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Most of my family is either in Canada or Nigeria, so I'm like the only one in my nuclear family that's over in the U.S. So what's it called? And everyone else is like East Coast. If I have any like family, and I'm not flying like during the holiday season.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Prices is up, traffic is up, everything's up during that time.
Yeah.
Shout out to my man Keeses. That's what's up. What's up, Keeses?
What's up, Keeses? Yeah.
Let's see.
And it snowed like a lot on Christmas.
Bro, I heard that it was snowing, bro. I didn't even know it snows in California.
Like I don't know if it snowed in Cali. I didn't know it did, but I'm like up north in Washington.
Why? I think you're in Cali.
It's probably West Coast. I don't know.
Oh wow, okay. That's what's up, though. But what systems do you play on? Is it Xbox, PlayStation, or
what? PlayStation. But I'm beefing with Sony right now, man.
What Sony do?
Dude, all like a bunch of stuff happened all at once, and I was just mad. I can't get a PS5 right now. I'm not gonna pay like a premium for that console. And also like, all the distributors and retailers, they're trying to sell you stupid bundles that you don't want. And that's jacking up the price by several $100s. I just want to get the console, not the crappy games they're trying to sell with them. And like, it's like, and get like an extra controller and get this membership and this, that. No. Just give me the console for the normal price. Don't add on any other like crap to it, and we're good. You know?
Right.
And then my controller on my PS4, I hadn't played any video games for like a whole last year. And then I turned on my console, I want to play with my friends during the holidays. And my controller, the analog stick is jacked. It's the right stick, because I play a lot of shooters, and it keeps swerving hard to the left. I can't aim, and it pissed me off. I was trying to buy a new controller, and they're sold out everywhere, like physically, and so I had to get on Sony's website, and I was able to get it, but like it's so expensive, and I know it's gonna break again soon. When I had an Xbox, or like whenever I had an Xbox controller, I'd buy one, and until I stopped using the console, the controller was good the whole lifespan. But
Right.
PlayStation, the controllers are always shit. Like super bricked. Take like you play for a few months, you're having issues. You can't aim right because the thing is like pointing at the ground. You can't like it pisses me off so much. And they're charging the same price as Xbox for the controllers, and they
Which
can't
is
make something that
wild.
lasts. You know.
Right.
So I'm really salty about Sony right now. Only thing they have keeping me on is exclusives.
Dude, so I luckily I was able to snag a PS5 like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
But I got it from Walmart online. Like I knew that, I knew when it was going to drop, or whatever. And so whenever it dropped, I'm like on the page refreshing, you know what I mean? Like doing the most. And, I was able to land one. And so, but it won't be here till January.
Damn.
It is what it is. And then my little sister, she got me like uh she got me all types of PS5 stuff for Christmas. Like she got me like the remote PlayStation
Hmm.
remote thing that she's young. She's just getting stuff, you know what I mean? She's making my dad buy stuff for me, you know. And so,
Oh man.
and so like that, and then like a new controller, and Death Stranding for PS5. Like
All
my
right.
dad was trying
That
to talk her out of it, but she was like, "No, he has to have this game. He has to have it."
did you play Death Stranding on PlayStation 4?
No, I didn't. My dad has it, and he played it on PS4, which is why she loves it so much. And she was like,
Yeah.
"It's totally gorgeous. He has to have it," you know. So I guess I'll have it on PS5, and so I'll play it, you know.
Nice, nice, nice.
So we'll see. Cash says, Astro, did you play Spider-Man game yet, or original? Oh, the original or the Miles? So I didn't play either, but what I did do is I watched the Spider-Man. You know how they do like the gameplay, story gameplays on YouTube or whatever.
Yeah.
I watched the Spider-Man one on YouTube
Oh,
because,
come
and the reason
on,
why
man.
the reason why I did that is because I knew that I wasn't like I wouldn't have enough time to go back and play the whole game, but I still wanted to know what happened and all that stuff. So that's why I watched it online. But
Yeah.
now that I know I'm gonna get the PS5, what I plan on doing is I'm actually gonna play Miles Morales, right?
Yeah.
And then I'll also play whenever they come out with the next one, the Spider-Man 2. I'll play that
Yeah.
one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
just didn't want to have to like spend 20 hours of my life or 30 hours of my life playing through the game again. You know what I mean?
Damn. But it would have been fun. Shout out to Cash too, man. See him in the comments. But what's
What's up?
the thing? What's up, Salva? I haven't even played Spider Man myself.
We can't hear you, Saba. Can you hear us, Saba? You can hear us. For some reason, we can't hear you. Say something else, Saba.
Probably has to mess with the mic settings on StreamYard.
Yeah. Uh, let's see. Okay. While Saba's figuring it out, well, let's see. Joan says, Astro, you have to get Guilty Gear. I've played Guilty Gear in the back in the day. I haven't played it recently in years though. Oh, you know what I need to do? I need to watch the new Matrix, man.
Oh man, I heard like so many bad reviews.
Really?
Like, people see. I'm like almost sort of like a film snob, but not really.
Right.
And when I see,
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
yeah,
we
man,
can hear you, Sal.
Okay.
it's like
Put
the
the
echo
echo
there.
there.
I don't know what's wrong.
Let's see. Saba, let me see. So there's an echo. Um, do you have two windows open or two mics on or something?
Oh man, what's going on? I don't actually. Wait.
Cash says Rodney said Matrix sucks.
Not just Rodney. Not just
Oh, oh no, but
Rodney.
no, it sucks, dude.
Dude, I've heard like too many people say it sucks. And like it's like normally I don't listen to people on Facebook when they say a movie is good. When they
Right.
say it's bad, I'm like all ears, because I don't know. I feel like if people on Facebook are hating on them, because I've seen some movies where people like love, they're saying it's amazing on Facebook, and I watch them like that's so like average or it's bad even.
Right.
Like people, some people love the Venom movie. I'm like, why?
I wouldn't say I love it, but it was like whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like it was
And
like,
then the
I,
sequel too, bro.
I
I
probably
don't.
won't watch it again, but.
Yeah. So I just know, man. But like when they said people like giving detailed reasons for why like the Matrix Resurrection suck, it is. It's like wow, okay. And I'm checking like YouTube reviews. Um, I'm not seeing positive things about it.
Saba, have you seen the new Spider-Man?
No, I haven't.
So at some point here soon, we're gonna start talking spoilers, and I just want to
I don't mind.
warn
I don't mind
everybody.
those kind of things.
Oh, you don't care?
I don't care about that.
Oh, okay. All right, cool.
I'm cool with that. I'm cool.
Danny Lee says I have that same shirt. That's what's up. Shout out to Danny Lee, man. Let's see. Matrix is ass. Quote me. Keeses is funny. Uh, Jambo Cash. Um. Oh wait,
I'm just,
I never did
I don't know
intro
what
to
it says.
show. Oh, it's cool, Sabi. Stay as long as you want, man. It's all good. We probably won't be on for like 3. We won't be on as long today.
No, I'm just saying. I just want to say, just support you a little bit, but
Yeah, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, Sabi.
no problem.
Um, episode 69, man. Welcome to the show. Sorry, I didn't do that before, so I felt like I just had to do that. Um, let's see. Buck, I remember you said you had some beef with me about something, and then we'll get into Spider-Man. I don't remember what it is though.
It was like your top statues of 2021.
Oh, that's what it was. All right. We'll get to that later. We'll get to that later. Because I listen after talking to you, I may change my list. Because, like I said, there's a lot of statues. Like as I was trying to come up with like my list for the video, I was like, fam, I have no clue what came out in 2021. So I was like, just started thinking of stuff like, okay, all right, like I don't know. And so I just picked like 10 statues I thought were cool. But I was like, I know this list is gonna suck because I know I'm missing like 30 statues. Like I know I forgot about 30 statues. Um
I'm sure there'll be more if you check again.
yeah, I'm sure, yeah, for sure. Let's see. All right, so let's talk spoilers, Spider-Man. Again, spoilers. We're about to talk Spider-Man. So as a matter of fact, let me do this. Um do this. So people, you know what I'm saying? So people, you know what I'm saying? People know what's going on. So I don't want nobody getting mad, upset, whatever. If you need to drop off, go ahead and drop off because you know what I'm saying? We about to talk spoilers for Spider-Man, all right. So let's jump into it, but let's kind of ease our way. Let's kind of ease our way into it. Um let's kind of ease our way into it. Buck, what do you give it out of 10? What do you give the movie out of 10?
High, solid 8. Like
Okay.
beautiful movie,
Okay.
very good.
I think that's the
Best.
lowest number I've heard up to now. I think that's
I think that's a very good score, and like it's the best like Spider-Man movie that Sony has come out with. So the MCU has come
Right.
out with,
Okay.
and
I can agree
it
with
is very strong. Uh, I really enjoyed it. I wouldn't say I loved it, but I was close to loving it. It was like if I loved it, I would have given it a 10. But it's like it's either like it's 8 plus. It's a
Right.
very strong showing. I would watch it again. That's what I would say. Great movie.
And see, you guys, listen, pay attention because this is huge. We don't get these types of words from Buck, man. So if Buck is saying that it's a solid 8, he would watch it again. It was it was the best MCU Spider-Man movie. You guys need to go see it, man, because Buck doesn't do these things lightly. You know what I'm saying? Buck gonna bring the hammer down every time. If he don't like it, he gonna let you know. Let's see. Quick sidebar. John, shout out to John. John says, who's your favorite Spider-Man? Let's start with Saba. Who's your favorite, Saba?
Tobey Maguire, I'd say.
Tobey Maguire. Okay, that's solid. But what about you?
Garfield.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Whoa.
Oh wow! I did not expect that from you. Why would
Me
you say
neither.
that?
Me neither. I didn't expect that at all.
What made you say Garfield, Buck?
Just like physique wise, I feel he fits Spider Man more than Maguire. And also, I really enjoyed the like chemistry that he had with Gwen Stacy
Mm-hmm.
on like in the movies. Like that was so like you really felt it when she died. Like that I feel like if MJ died in the first one, it's like I mean you would have cared, but it wasn't the same. Like they had something real going on in that, and also just in general, like the Spider-Man in the Garfield ones. I just liked his Spider-Man, and I liked his Peter Parker as well. I also like the Peter Parker from Maguire. But generally speaking, if we're just talking about Spider-Man, I kind of don't like what's his face, Tom Holland at all as Spider-Man.
Mm.
And I like his suits. The suits look cool, but
Mhm.
that's pretty much where it ends. He's too much of a screw up, too clumsy. It's like uh not enough like smack talk. And like I don't know, it feels like I don't know, man. He doesn't work too well for me. If
Right.
I had to gather my thoughts and like really put it down, I'd probably be able to give like something more solid for why I don't like
Holland.
Tom Holland.
Yeah.
He's fun, but he's just not my Spider Man. Um,
Yeah, I can see
and
what you mean.
I liked him better in this movie. Previous ones, I think I've told you guys before, man. I slept through the two previous movies. I tried like more than once. I tried watching them a
Mm-hmm.
few times. Yeah, and I'd go to the theater and I'd fall asleep. So I don't
Actually,
even know
Garfield
exactly
was,
what happened in
I
all
would
of them.
say, it's not like I don't like the movies, but I don't like Garfield as the Spider-Man.
So
Sometimes,
Fair.
sometimes the problem is not it's not like the movies are bad, but sometimes it's just like the actor doesn't fit into the role.
yeah, what I'll say is that so I gotta go back and watch the Garfield movies because it's been like I feel like I watched those movies once and never came back to them. But so I really love Toby. I feel like he's more of a well-rounded Spider-Man, like Peter Parker and Spider-Man. He's like well-rounded across the board, right? Um, I feel like, and I'm trying to remember the movies of Garfield, but I feel like he does one or the other better than the other, right? Like he's a better Spider-Man than he is Peter Parker, or he's a better Peter Parker than he is Spider-Man.
True.
But I feel like when it comes to Tom Holland, I think right now he's my favorite, just because a few things. I feel like he's a version of them, obviously, but he's like like he's a younger version of them. Like he's them before they become who they are. And I feel like that's kind of the route the MCU took of he's literally because for them with those two Spider-Man, I didn't get the vibe that they're in high school, like they're young, they're trying to figure it out, whatever. With him, I really get that vibe that he's young, he's new at this, he's trying to figure it out. Like he doesn't really, like even like even like in Civil War when he was first introduced, like he's fighting the other characters, and they're like, "Yo, why are you talking so much? Like we're grown men fighting. We're not talking to each other while we're fighting. We're just fighting. Why are you talking? You're a kid. You know what I mean?" And I really like they really captured that that vibe for me with him.
I think you brought out a good point, like saying like one actor does the Spider-Man part better and the other one does the Peter Parker part better. I
Right.
agree with it. Like, I think the fact that I think just the role as a Spider-Man, I think Tobey Maguire is for me my favorite one. I
Mhm.
really love his Spider-Man, like the physique and the way everything looks. I think he did a great job.
Mhm.
But as the role of Peter Parker, maybe he was a bit too old. Like they were maybe a little bit too old to play those roles.
Maybe.
I
Maybe
mean,
as
if
the
you
role
remember
as
the first movie,
yeah,
Which one? Which
with Tobey Maguire, like
oh
Saga was
Toby.
saying,
Okay. Okay.
it
yeah,
looked much younger in that one.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah. He did.
but they were still a little bit too old to play those roles. I think
Well, they didn't. They weren't really. They didn't look like high school
they
kids.
didn't
Or
exact. That's what I'm saying. Exactly, they didn't look like high school kids. They look more like young university students or something like that.
right, exactly, like university kids, like university folk. But yeah, Tom Holland.
I think he's
I
too
feel like
young.
I feel like Tom Holland is really. They're really about to. I feel like by the end of his situation, because I think this is confirmed, but so don't quote me that he got renewed for another three movies, right? Um, if after these next three movies, 4, 5, and 6, I think that looking back, I think this is just a wild hot take right here. I think that we're probably going to say he's the best Spider-Man because let's kind of talk about the movie a little bit more. Think about like the first two movies, and Buck, I know you haven't finished the first two, but the first two movies leading up to this movie is like his origin story. Because if you think about it, Tom Holland didn't get an origin story. He just popped up in Civil War, and it's like, whatever. And so then like his first two movies, Mysterio and who was in the first movie? Um, it was who was the first villain in the first movie?
Of what?
Who is Vulture?
Vulture, yeah, of Spider-Man, of Tom Holland Spider-Man. Yeah, it was Vulture.
Mhm.
Yeah, so Vulture and then Mysterio, and like now here you have these villains, right? And I feel like now after the end of this movie, looking back at all three of these movies, this is his origin story. This is what's making him a man. And then moving forward, like 4, 5, and 6, we're really like about to like get like a real Spider-Man, like kind of going back to the Tobey Maguire days of like what that Spider-Man is supposed to look like. You know what I mean? And it's like I don't know, like they just have so much room to like do such great stuff if they don't mess this up in the next three movies. Like they can really take it to another place.
But
I
it's also I think
wanna.
a little bit what kind of Spider-Man you're talking about. There's different kinds of variations of Spider-Mans, and I think each one could fit. You could like fit the perfect. You can fit them to the certain kind of comic version of Spider-Man. You could find
Mhm.
one which everyone would fit in better too. But I think every person has his own favorite kind of like comic version of Spider-Man or the way they see Spider-Man in their head. And
Mhm.
I think according to that, everyone will have his favorite person. Like so,
Yeah,
it's hard to
I
say
would
which one
say.
is best.
I would say like even a counterpoint to what something Astro said earlier about Tom Holland and how he
Mhm.
talks a lot during. I feel like the stuff he's talking about, like it's so he's always like feels like he's out of his element when he's
Mhm.
talking, and he's
Mhm.
like it's kind of annoying. I kind of
Mhm. Mhm.
I feel like if Spider-Man talks a lot, but he's shit talking you the whole
Right.
time while he's
Right.
fighting you. But
Right.
this
Right.
kid, like the whole time, oh my god, please, I'm sorry. Why? Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. Like constantly, it's
Yeah.
cringe, man. And
Yeah.
like, it doesn't feel. I don't know. It doesn't feel like Spider-Man to me. Like,
Yeah.
he's too much like a kid, and they're like
But he's a
pulling
kid.
in on that angle way too much. He is,
Yeah.
but like he's been doing this. He was doing this before he met Tony Stark.
Right.
He was doing it while he met Tony Stark. bunch
Right.
of time has passed. He's like still doing like, come on, man.
Right.
It's kind of at
That's
this
it.
point you've been a superhero for enough time. You're no longer a deer caught in headlights. Stop this stuff. It's and I don't know, maybe that's just the angle they're going for, and maybe, but that doesn't feel right to me. It just doesn't feel right to me.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I think it makes sense what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like they should see how he grows and proceeds throughout the time, and
Yeah.
you should
But
see him
one
growing
thing,
up out of that kid, that
mhm.
childhood, like version of him, and growing
And
more into becoming more or adult or young adult. Like
so I think that Toby Maguire, not Toby, I'm sorry.
Garfield,
Yeah, no, Toby. Yeah, Toby. I'm sorry.
Toby.
I think Toby did that piece that you're talking about, but I think he did that the best when he's fighting. Yo, you effing suck. Yo, like not that's not what he said, but you know what I mean. Like his
more
trash talk
aggressive.
was like it was like it felt like Spider-Man talking like oh, you think you about to win, like all this other stuff. So I really love that, and I hope that in the next 3 movies with Tom Holland we get that, like what you're
Not
talking
gonna
about.
happen.
You
I
don't
don't
think
think so.
so? I
I don't
hope.
think
They've
I hope.
they've
I don't
they've
think
they've
so.
like they've leaned too hard into this like clumsy kid bullshit. It's gonna that's here to stay. I don't think it's going away.
I,
Yeah, I
I,
agree. I agree with Buck. I don't think that's gonna happen.
so I wouldn't be surprised if it wouldn't, but I'm just thinking about like everything that happened in the movie. Like I just feel like now is like now he grows up. Now he's more
Yeah.
mature. Now he's not doing all this. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I didn't mean to. Like, nah, fam. I tried to. No, I'm really doing this. Like, no, I'm about to beat the brakes off you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not here for the game.
That would be real character development. I just don't see Marvel doesn't.
This transition should have happened in the point where after
Tony
was it
died.
Tony dies,
Oh, God.
and where he gets where they're in the plane, and he gives him like
Oh, yeah.
power.
Yeah.
This transition should have happened at that point, because it's like he's stepping the footsteps of Tony Stark, and
Right.
now he's become an adult. So
Right.
like that's where this change should have happened. For me, that's my opinion. I think that
So
would have been the perfect point for this transition.
Yeah.
so huge spoiler. At the end of the movie. So with everything happening with with MJ and having to forget he's losing his friends and all this other stuff, right? Like I feel like with that he's really like I feel like up until then, like he lost Tony Stark, that was huge, right? He lost Iron Man, that was his guy, right? That was his like his mentor, almost like his dad. You know what I mean? It's like that was huge. But I feel like there was more at stake, and he lost more. He lost literally everything,
Everything. He lost
literally
everything.
everything, right? And so it's like I feel like now, and again, I don't know if this has happened. This is the perfect chance for them to have real character development, for him to have like a renewed persona and a renewed attitude on everything, because he's literally at this point he's like Toby. He's by himself. He lives in an apartment. He's probably got to pay rent. You know what I mean? He doesn't have any friends. He doesn't have anything. He doesn't have Tony Stark. He doesn't have Happy. He doesn't have Doctor Strange and all these other people. Fam, it's
The
me.
reason I believe that's not happening is you see, like it's the idea of like like don't stop running a winning horse. Like see, like because like this idea, like people have this idea of the character, and I think Hollywood is afraid of changing that. Then people will say like, oh man, this is not him anymore, and they say that sucks. And I think it's the idea that like Hollywood is afraid of changing the character's character, like
I
his
think
personality.
yeah,
And
this is what he is. Like, so they're gonna
this
keep
is
it.
what he is, and they don't want to change his character. So
Yeah.
it's like what I'm saying, like don't stop a winning horse. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. People like that, and they're afraid of changing that.
Yeah. And like to even like piggyback off that, I would say that side of Spider-Man's personality is like a very important part, and I love it. But like I think this movie like went to the core of so much more about like who Spider-Man is, all about sacrifice,
Mhm.
right? And like that was nailed down in this. Like I was just like, oh my god, they're just taking everything away from this kid. Like
Right.
he he was the biggest loser in this movie. Like
Yeah.
nothing went his way.
Nothing.
There were no happy endings. They didn't like wink at us like, but maybe at the end there was none of that. He just like he got like the short end of the stick
Right.
throughout, and it's because he tried to do the right thing, and it bit him in the ass. And
Right.
there's no real consolation other than knowing I did the right thing,
And
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 he
ma-
has to believe that.
and maybe I can rebuild these relationships one day. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Maybe.
but is it
But
gonna be the same?
there's no guarantees. No
Yeah,
guarantees. You know what I mean? Moving forward. So, again, spoiler. How do you feel about the how the villains were handled and the screen time of the villains with Green Goblin, Doc Ock, Electro, Sandman, and Lizard?
I feel like they did a good job with Electro. His motivations were good. Doc Ock's motivations were good. Green Goblin, like it made sense. The Lizard, why
Like,
was he there? What did he want? Didn't make any sense to me. Why
yeah,
why did he want to stay? For what purpose? What about Sandman? He wanted to go see his daughter, so it made no sense that he became evil. Like all of a sudden, like why did he stay and betray Peter? That was kind of stupid. Um,
yeah, I didn't quite fully understand why. Because
they
my
didn't
thing is, why did he leave when everybody else left? Like, shouldn't
they
you
didn't
just
think about
leave?
it. They didn't think about it. It didn't need to make sense. It's just like he's bad. He's a bad guy, so he's gonna do bad things. They didn't like it. It was so dumb. And who was there? Was someone else. There was like how many villains were there? It's like
Five. It was five.
there was just five, eh? Wow, for
Yeah,
some reason I was feeling like Sinister Six.
it was
But
supposed to be Sinister Six, but it wasn't. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I thought we would see Venom in the movie,
yeah,
um, but yeah, no
no.
more.
Kind of happy it didn't show up because that would have
Me
been
too.
cringe.
Me too.
Like
If I'm being honest, I really don't want to see that Sony Venom in this universe. I just don't want to see it.
I don't want to. It'll just make it
It's
so
just so cringe. I don't really like his personality. Like I don't like how he like. I feel like when he's contained by himself in just the Venom movies, it's like, all right, you just stay over there and
yeah.
do your
Don't
crazy
bring
stuff
any of
over
that
here.
nonsense. Like
Right.
especially after the last movie. The last movie was especially bad. And I still watched it, and a lot of people still watched it, and still made a. I don't know why these movies keep making money.
So I didn't. So Venom Let There Be Carnage. Side note. That movie there was like it was straight to the point. It was like Venom Let There Be Carnage. All right, Carnage is here. Let's have Carnage, and then like let's fight. You know what I mean? It's like that.
Dude,
There was like no real. I feel like there should have been more of a lead up, or more of a story, or more of a motive behind a lot of the stuff that was happening, and it just wasn't there.
have you ever like you guys know about this movie? It's like famously bad. It's called The Room.
The
No.
Room.
Oh, okay. Forget I even mentioned that. But
Yeah.
the dialogue for Let There Be Carnage
Mhm.
is awful. It is so awful. It's like the people that wrote the script, every like point in time where they can remind you about the name of the fucking movie, they make the
Oh,
character just say, "Let there be carnage."
yeah, it's like
Carnage. They just like they'd be saying like keywords or like buzzwords. It's like they want some light to flare in your head. It's like, oh, I recognize that phrase. I saw it in the comic books, or it's the name of the movie. And
right,
they Lethal Protector. The number of times they kept saying it felt so like, oh my god, let there be carnage, and like the way like what's his face? The dude that played Carnage, he just kept on saying Carnage or Let There Be Carnage, variations of that phrase,
right,
and
right,
it made me embarrassed to watch the movie. Like I
right.
would like I just like
It's
want to
like
hide my
like
face.
stop saying that, yo.
Exactly, so bad.
Yeah, I hate when they do that. It's like cheesy. You know what I mean? It's
Mhm.
like super cheesy. I don't know. I, so okay, so back to Spider Man, right? Um, so I liked, you know, I didn't really pay that much attention to Lizard because I feel like he was kind of irrelevant. He was just kind of there to fight. You know what I mean? And it was like whatever. But everybody else in Sandman, there was I could see like he made sense, right? Like his motives and trying to get back and all that other stuff made sense. But the part where he kind of left and like he just started fighting is like it didn't really make sense because at first it made sense for him to be talking to Peter and like it's like all right, so we need to figure out how we can do this because I'm trying to get back to my family, to my daughter. You know what I mean? And shout out to my man Rome joining the stream. What's up, Rome?
Sup,
Yo,
Rome?
what's up, y'all?
What's up, bro?
That
How's
man
everybody
Rome.
going?
Good man. We
Good,
talking
good.
we talking Spider Man, man. It so right now what we're talking about is the villains, man, and talking about how all the villains and how they worked with everybody, with the movie and all that, and Buck is saying how what's his name Lizard was just there. He didn't really like Lizard being there. It was like whatever. And what else did you say? You said Sandman. His motives were originally correct, but then they kind of just didn't really make
Yeah.
sense towards the end of the movie, right?
It might be they cut out like some scenes and like they didn't account for it. Like for instance, they were kind of alluding to the fact that he didn't trust this universe's Peter, and so
Yeah,
that kind of made sense.
right.
But like
Like I don't know what you're gonna do. So
like you can add, you can build on that some more and make it like I think it's like the movie is already really long, so they
mhm.
don't have time to like give everyone something. But like you got to make it work, or else otherwise it doesn't make sense. But the movie as a whole, great movie. So I can see why they didn't do all this to flesh out his character more. They're already juggling a lot of people, and they don't have solo movies. They have solo movies with the past ones where they're originally from, but definitely you have that like issue of trying to make it make sense for why he would become evil, and especially at the end when he sees his version of Peter Parker, why he's still resisting and fighting against them. Because in that whole fight, I think Sandman was probably the most powerful villain there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I think um I really I let's focus on Jamie Foxx or Electro for a second. Ron, what you think about Jamie Foxx in the movie?
I liked how he started off,
Mm-hmm.
and the way he came about. But it was like I don't know. It seemed like midway through the movie they were trying to turn him. I would say, I guess, good, but it sort of was like he was going back and forth. I guess once the scene.
Conflicted.
Are we talk? Oh, okay. We're talking spoilers. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
guess the scene when the Goblin was making his return
Right.
when they
Right.
were in the apartment
Right.
basically telling him, hey, we're gods, so why should we have to give up this power. I felt like that Electro character wasn't really part of the equation enough the way he could have been. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? I like the part when he came in. He said, "I feel different in this universe. I feel more powerful." So,
Mm-hmm.
I liked all that.
Right.
Particular scenario they was putting with him. I just felt like that particular character wasn't in it enough, like he could be.
Now, I feel like that piece explained the color difference between him. Like, in his regular movie, he was blue, right?
Yeah,
And then here they kind of made him more comic book accurate with the yellow, with the star on his face and all
star.
that.
Yeah,
Like him being in another universe with this different energy and it feels different and all that kind of made it make a little bit more sense why he looks so different, why his electricity and stuff is so different.
Yeah. In reference to what like Rome said, I think for me, Electro's character arc it actually worked. Because I think the whole point of him is that he is normally a regular guy, but he is like seduced by the power because he was a nobody, and
Mm-hmm.
like he hated being a nobody. He didn't like the way people disregarded him and stepped on him, and that's why like the power is so seductive to him. But he still has that like normal morality there, and
Right.
so like
Right.
that's how they convinced him at first to like okay, we need to go back. They saw like Peter was trying to help them, and that but like Green Goblin is talking to him. It's like we could be gods here. This is like and like that's seductive to him again. It's playing to that like that side of him that wants to be more than he was. He doesn't want
Mm-hmm.
to go back to being pathetic, and he knows that to give up the power here, like what he doesn't just go back to being like a normal person. He goes back to being a loser in his universe.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like what that to me, like that makes sense for why he was seduced by the power, right?
Right.
Versus someone like Sandman who wanted to go back to his daughter. Why would he just want to spend the rest of his time in this universe without his family when that's his whole motivation for even becoming evil in the first place? you
Right.
know he's
Right.
like doing his whole villain story arc is for it, like it's for his family, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so it was just like weird to see that happen. And then the lizard is just like, I am a monster. I do monster things.
Yeah.
Oh man. So let me ask y'all this again. Spoilers again for anybody. Were y'all surprised when with the scene whenever they was looking for Peter and they found Garfield and they found Tobey Maguire? Were y'all surprised? Like, you know, like were y'all? Because I'm telling you about me. Me personally, when I saw it, I was like, oh, they actually did it. I didn't know. I didn't think they would really had the balls to do it. They really did this. I was like, okay, now this is lit. Now we going somewhere. You know what I'm saying? I was turned up when I saw that for sure.
um, I kind of was. I was kind of surprised, but at the same time, I wasn't. I know
Mm,
the theater I was at, they went off when Garfield came on first. They popped. I mean, I was like, wow. So and to do that in a post pandemic era, I guess it just feels weird. Based on all what's going on.
right,
But see hear that pop when Garfield came, I was like, wow. Um, and I'm not gonna lie, I think he kind of stole it a little bit. Not the whole picture. I still say Willem Dafoe stole the whole picture.
mm-hmm,
We'll get to him in a minute, but
mm-hmm.
Garfield, his inclusion now. There's a lot of talk, a lot of rumors going around that they might do Amazing Spider-Man 3 and just finish off that arc.
I would be open to that. I actually
Same.
like that idea. Yeah, but if I'm being honest, I would want like Kevin Feige and those guys to do his movie, and not necessarily. It doesn't have to necessarily be integrated in MCU or anything like that. Like I just want those producers and those guys to write it and produce it because I know that they'll probably handle it a lot better than just Sony
Sony.
doing it. It's just Sony
Yeah.
just doing it. You know what I mean? And I think that he deserves that. You know what I mean? Because again, he showed in this movie that he's actually a very good actor. He's a very good Spider Man. He's a very good Peter Parker. He's very likable, very charismatic, and he can do it. You know what I mean? I think he was just kind of handed the short stick with his movies because, like, from the jump, I mean, when they showed Electro, people were upset because, like, yo, fam, why does Electro look like this? This does not look like Electro. What are y'all doing? Like, from jump, you know what I mean? And so, you had Rhino that looked kind of weird. Like, he's
Oh, that
obviously, I
was
mean,
just.
he's a man in a suit, but it's like, this looks weird, fam. Like, y'all need to do something better.
I,
When they
I didn't
showed
like that
that,
too. It looks cool, but it's not comic. It wasn't too comic accurate enough. That's why I had a problem with that too.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I had a huge problem
And
with
they
that. I was
even
like,
kind of reference that in the dialogue in this movie, how he has shitty villains.
yeah, that was a shitty villain. I get they're not gonna put a guy in a rhino suit. I kind of get that. I kind of would be a little weird to see a guy in a rhino suit. I mean, you saw how they did when they did Juggernaut
Hmm.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
Last Stand. He looked ridiculous. So
Right.
I get that, but still, I was like, what? Like
There
something
has to
off
be a better way for
Transformers.
this. Yeah, there has to be a
I
better way for this.
I think the ways they could have gone is like they could have made him like a CGI monster rhino hybrid, which would have been worse than the robot. I honestly prefer the robot suit to seeing that, and the robot suit kind of like explains why he's like so powerful, and like I think it looks less what's the word, uncanny, because I think you get into the uncanny valley if you start doing like the rhino suit, and the only way to make it look right is imagine a huge rhino suit. Like how big would they have to make like his human head look in that? It would look so weird.
Yeah,
So the only way they can make that work would be to make him like an actual monster hybrid with, so he's like a rhino spliced with a human. And
right.
then I honestly I feel like every time they do that it looks so
I think you're going
weird.
for
Like the
because
lizard dude looks cringe.
even then, like the head would have to be like huge. I mean, because like the rhino, I mean, his head and the horns, they're relatively small. I mean, if just like a normal sized head would hit a person, I mean, hitting someone, like seeing someone running through with his head, it would look kind of weird. I mean, it doesn't fit, like it's too small. It would be too small. And that's why I think that suit is, I think, the best compromise.
Right, right, for sure. Um, uh, let's see. How did you guys think like how everybody worked? How did you think everybody worked well together? I really like the little. So this is what I really liked about the movie with the all three Spider-Man there. I really like how the things that the Garfield and Tobey Maguire like things that they really regret in their universes in their movies, right? Peter or Tom Holland was gonna make these same mistakes in this movie, right? But they stopped Tom Holland from making the same mistakes that they made that they regret, right? And it almost like just made everything come full circle, and it was just a beautiful thing, like MJ falling, but with Garfield, Gwen Stacy died, right? Or with Toby, with Green Goblin being killed, killing his friend, whatever, you don't want that feeling, that blood on your hands. He stopped Tom Holland from killing him. You know what I mean? Like it's just
Mm.
like everything was just so full circle. And it was like, yo, fam, like this is it's just beautiful. Like I just love what you guys are doing here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was
I
almost
mean,
poetic.
I mean, the shot when all three of them run off and they do their woo 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 like that and jump off the ledge.
Right.
That was a special moment because it's like,
Yeah.
wow. I think that's when it hit me right then. I was like, wow, we really got this.
Yep.
All
Right.
three of them. And I never thought that would happen. And, never thought that would happen. So,
Right.
like, hats off to, Feige, and Sony. Because Sony could have easily said, we're not doing this.
Right.
We're going to do our own, Marvel like movies with Spidey. But
Right.
they realize that, whether they like it or not, whether they want to admit it or not, they pretty much need the MCU because
True.
now you have you have Feige's influence, and not only that, you have a lot in the sandbox to play with because they
Yeah.
had Doctor Strange in that movie. So
Right.
further down the road, they're going to want to use somebody else. They're going to want to use like the Fantastic Four. They're going to want to use maybe somebody from the X-Men. Um, they're probably going to want to use Blade, for Morbius. So
Right.
at this point, just what they've done with this, Sony basically is stuck with the MCU. You can't, like I said before, I think I said it last week, you can't take Spidey out the MCU now. You just can't.
You can't take them out
Well,
and
MCU is stuck with him too.
true. I
True.
mean, but here's the thing. I feel like now Marvel and the MCU is big brother to Sony. It's like, all right, like they've already shown, fam. We took Spider Man way further. Like the money talks. Look at what we just did. Look at what we just did. You can't talk to us no type of way now. When I say we want to use Spider Man for whatever movie we want to do, this is what we're gonna do. We're telling you we're doing this, fam. There's no more asking. Look at the money. We just brought in $1 billion, fam. Everybody relax.
No, that's where you're wrong. Think
Really?
about it like this, because They see how much money Spider-Man rejuvenated the MCU right now. Trust me. Like no one, like there's a lot of
Well,
people that didn't
that's true.
care. They
That's
weren't
a
watching
different perspective.
anything.
You're
I
right.
wasn't watching anything.
Yeah, that's true. That's
I
true.
came back for
That's true. That's
Spider-Man.
true.
I was done after Endgame,
That's true.
and like I came back for Spider-Man, and like I believe again. Trust me.
That's true.
Like
That's true. Okay.
and Sony has all the leverage because they say "fuck you," we're taking Spider-Man out. That ruins all the MCU plans. Sony can make any new Spider-Man 3 movie shit they want and keep rebooting the franchise, and they'll make their money. People are gonna see a new Spider-Man that's rebooted. People can say they hate Sony all they want. They're not gonna boycott. They're gonna watch it. But like,
Well,
if they remove Spider-Man from the MCU, Disney is screwed because that screwed up all their storylines. So what does Doctor Strange start doing? It's like, oh, Spider-Man no longer exists in this universe. Too
but
bad.
frankly, the way that movie ended, it kind of ended to where they could have took him out the MCU
Mm-hmm.
What I said
because
exactly what I was about to say. Yep.
because there
True.
wasn't any the only significant post credit scene was the first one involving
Uh,
Venom and everything.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But the way that movie ended, it ended to where everybody forgot he's Peter Parker. Everybody forgot that he was Spider Man, that he existed.
Well,
So
no,
they
no,
could
no.
have
They
They
forgot
did say it's
Spider-Man
Peter
is Peter
Parker.
Parker. They still remember
basically Peter.
Spider-Man.
Right. 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 Right.
But they
But that's
still did it.
only. I
Go
think
ahead.
it just depends. Let's say they would come up with a new idea. Let's say they start making like Fantastic Four or like just like pure maybe Silver Surfer movies, like story about Silver Surfer, for example. And this whatever new character they bring out, if that starts becoming really successful, they'll forget about the things they did before and they'll build up on that thing that's extremely successful now or to that point. Like they will potentially, maybe they'll make another movie for what's this, Spider-Man, whatever, and they will build up on that new character or universe, whatever. And let's say they will build up on maybe like the whole Galactus universe and or Silver Surfer, for example. And if
Uh,
those movies are equally successful to whatever was previously, I think they will forget about that and continue to build out. Maybe later on they will come back to this, but I think it's all about money. Whatever is successful,
Mm-hmm.
they will build up on that. It's not like
But
they're not
there's
going to
also
forget.
ego in this, man.
it's a
Yeah.
Yeah.
lot of ego, a lot of well, I won't say it that way. Yeah, a lot of ego, is the best way to say it. I was gonna get say it a different way, but yeah, it's a lot of that going on. But overall, what do you give it, Ron? What do you give the movie out of 10? I think we talked about this last week, but since
I gave
we're
it. I gave it a 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10, okay.
There's some things, a lot of things I like. Things I didn't like, were just kind of nitpicky. But I give it a 9 out of 10.
So I'll say this, and this will be my final words about the movie. The biggest problem that I had with this movie, was the internet. Um, because think about if like the leaks or the rumors of the other two Spider-Man not being there. What if that like never happened? And then we're all going to the movies for the first time and we're seeing this for the first time, and that's the reveal we get in the movie. That would be the biggest plot twist we've seen in a long time, fam. And people's head would be exploding, and it would be more of a. I feel like it would be even more hype because it's like such a crazy reveal and such a crazy twist. It's like, yo, fam, no, you gotta go see this. I mean, people are still saying it now, but like,
Yeah.
just think about like if that had that never happened, that would have been sick. That would have been crazy. And I just hate that the internet kind of like just interneted. And so everybody was like anticipating it, and like it wasn't a secret anymore. It was like everybody knows what this is. At this point, the question is, are they really going to do it or not? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so yeah, I just really hated that.
Yeah.
But
One other thing I would say, Green Goblin's costume was stupid.
Yeah, I
Really?
agree. Sorry, I totally agree with that. I never liked the Green Goblin. I think it looks like too mechanical, and it looks too much like a costume rather than a suit.
That's not even what I was talking about. I was talking about the fact that he broke his mask and he ended up with
With
the
the
right
hoodie.
colors, the like the hoodie and the jacket. That jacket looks so expensive. Like, where do you get the money for that, fam? And like, so he went to a soup kitchen, right?
Right.
And like he's got the whole like hoodie, and it's just happens to be the right color scheme for the Green Goblin. In a way, I was like, how did this happen? That's so fortunate that like you got that. Maybe if he's, I don't know, but it doesn't matter. He got it, and then it's like throughout the whole movie, he was wearing like a trench coat with a hoodie as he was flying on the glider. So it's kind of, I
I
don't know. I
wish it
thought,
was more comic accurate, and where they had like some purple, like, or they had this combination of the purple and green. Like,
yeah,
I
Yeah.
know it's difficult to create, like in the comics, the face. I know that's difficult too because the face never looks like a mask in the costumes, and that's difficult to make, like,
yeah.
as a masker. So it's
I
almost
think there's
impossible.
a Alex Ross design that he did that would actually work for that sort of. You guys know what I'm talking about?
I've seen
Uh,
it. Yeah.
I don't know,
yeah, yeah.
I've seen
I
but
it.
think I think I think that would work.
okay,
Um,
but still,
there was something else. Oh, all right. I'll say this. I cried twice in the movie, right?
would-
And I never cry. I never cry in movies, right?
trust me, I'm someone who cries easily in movies. I'll be honest with you, man.
Really?
Oh man, trust me. Like, I mean, I've watched Mulan 1,000 times, man. Every time, like at the end, she comes in,
Mm-hmm.
and every time, like she comes back and sees her father at the end. Trust me, I mean, the tears just go flowing. Like, trust me,
there,
man.
there you go. It's no problem, man. No problem at all. I normally don't cry because I don't know, man. I'm not as invested, but this
I
movie I
can't,
was just so freaking invested, man. And when
I
like
can't control it. It just goes. Like,
yeah, man. And like when Aunt May died, it was like, damn, like I
sorry, I
just
guess I gotta go. Like,
yeah, no worries, Saba. We'll see you next time, man.
nice,
Thank you for stopping by.
Be easy, man.
yeah,
All right. Peace out,
nice.
so.
Wish you all the best, guys. Yeah, have a Merry
Absolutely,
Christmas again, and yeah,
Merry
hope you
Christmas.
guys had a great time. So,
All right.
absolutely, man,
yeah,
New
absolutely.
Year. Stop.
yeah.
Yeah, man. When she died, I was like, I, I just, I was like, no, man. Like, this is such a good freaking movie, man. I just started crying. Shout out to A Stats, man. What's going on, big
What's up,
dog?
man?
Oh, what's up? What's up, fellas? Merry
What's up,
Christmas.
H Stats?
Merry Christmas,
Absolutely,
man.
man. How you feeling,
Oh man, I'm doing good. I was like trying to get in. I'm like, man.
dude? So listen, we've been talking about this Spider Man, right? So tell you saw it, right?
Yeah, I saw it.
How you feel about it?
I loved it. It was good. I wanted a little bit more, but I just wanted a little bit more. I think that
Mhm.
it was kind of like a sad ending, you know.
It was very sad. Yeah,
Yeah,
sure. But
but
I feel like that's good because I feel like we don't normally get those type of sad endings or bad endings when it comes to these superheroes movies. It's always something good, like in game, like not in game. I mean, Infinity War. You know what I mean? Those type of endings I feel like are necessary every now and then. You know what I'm saying, to keep everybody on edge, and it sets up for an even greater comeback. I feel like.
yeah, man. So he's supposed to be getting like two more movies, right? Two or three. What up, wrong?
3.
Hey, what's up, H Stats?
I think he's supposed to be renewed. I think he's rumored to be renewed for another three movies, another
Okay.
trilogy.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think they're gonna
cool.
do another one, college one this time. They're gonna concentrate on the college era. So,
Right.
and I think that gives them the opportunity, being that they're collaborating with each other for a while. I think that's gonna give them the opportunity to introduce some other Spidey supporting characters. It's already a rumor that they might introduce the MCU version of Gwen
Gwen Stacy.
Stacy.
Really?
Yeah, there's a rumor going around. It's another rumor going around that they might introduce the Black Cat,
Really?
in the MCU version. So
Nice.
they,
And
like
die
I
not gonna
said,
like that.
uh, uh,
No, not at all. But I think that would be pretty cool though. That'll be
Yeah.
pretty
yeah,
cool. But I like MJ. But I wouldn't be mad if they did a Gwen Stacy, or a Black Cat because I feel like we've had MJ for three movies, right?
right.
But I feel like the only reason why I'd probably be mad about it is because I feel like they didn't fully explore the MJ relationship. It's because right when it started to get really good, it's like now it's like gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With their relationship, so I kind of feel like it's kind of like it's more to explore there with
Yeah.
MJ.
You gotta give us some competition though. Gotta give us some competition. So,
That would be pretty funny.
Do
Yeah,
Do you guys think that they're gonna introduce Miles?
of
oh,
course.
no doubt,
They
One,
will, but like
no
I don't
doubt.
know when. I don't know how soon. I
yeah,
think, and if I think I have a feeling if they introduce Miles and they plan on introducing Gwen at the same time, Gwen isn't going to be a love interest for Peter. She's probably going to be a love interest for Miles.
Miles.
Mm.
But
really?
yeah,
Hmm.
because
I
in the
think so
comics,
too.
it's like all this multiverse shit is gonna make it weird. I think, but like it depends because I feel like this Zendaya thing, like the MJ,
Mhm.
I feel they still need to flesh that out before they toss it away.
Right, I agree.
Uh,
Yeah, I agree.
yeah, and if I think there's so much, I think we're almost kind of just only just getting Spider-Man, getting into him. The last few movies were kind of like toss-ups. I didn't really feel much expanding on his character, his solo movies.
Right. But
Um,
now,
and now like this is the Peter Parker we know. Like he's now like because normally before Peter Parker is poor, like he's poor, man,
hmm
and I didn't get that feeling from the last few movies until like now at the end of this. Yeah, he's poor. He has nobody. Starting from ground zero. No one knows him. Like I don't even know how the magic works. Does that shit like wipe out his bank account? Like he
right,
is, and he's clearly like he's broke. He's gonna be struggling. When you're reading the comics, like back then, his thing is like he's always worrying about something, worrying about Aunt May, worrying about like paying his rent, worrying about and like those are the kind of things you got from like Toby's movie,
hmm
right? You
right,
got that kind of struggle, like his everyday struggle, like he's trying to balance that with being a superhero.
right,
And so I feel like we're gonna start getting some of that in the next few movies, right?
right,
And that's really gonna expand more on his personality and his character is gonna grow. He's gonna start having to juggle superhero stuff, being poor, and like his love life with MJ, which right now doesn't exist, but I think
right.
they're gonna want to like expand on that with with her.
Excellent take. I agree wholeheartedly. Yep.
Now
Um,
here's a thing that I was thinking because I don't remember too much with this Spider Man. Was Uncle Ben ever a concept? Because I don't remember.
I,
no,
th-
I
I
don't
think
remember.
maybe they mentioned him, but like they never showed him in the movies.
no. I
Okay.
think he was dead by the time they started with this Spider Man. I believe. Or maybe he was dead, or maybe he wasn't. Like she was never married, type stuff. You know what I mean?
Mm.
I don't know. I can't remember. But yeah, Uncle Ben wasn't a thing. So I guess
Yeah,
it was just Aunt May.
Because I
yeah,
was thinking that's probably how the MCU or probably Sony did that on purpose because this moment was going to come. Because in the movie when he said, with great power comes great, and he said, well, where did you hear that from? And the two other Spider Men were like, oh, Uncle
Uncle
Ben.
Ben. Right.
yeah.
So that could have been done intentionally. That's why I was trying to pick up, those Easter eggs.
Yeah.
You know.
I
Yeah.
think I think that's just like good writing where they picked up some threads and they saw how they could weave it into something new.
Right. Right. It is excellent writing. Yeah, they I feel like Aunt May she really put the battery in Peter's back, you know what I mean? Because he was like, at first he was like, nah, fam. Yeah, like Doctor Strange says whatever. But then she put the battery in his back, like, nah, you gotta do the right thing. You gotta do the right thing, whatever the right thing is. You can't send these people to die.
Mhm.
I mean, because if had it been me, I'm like, yo, hey, listen, man, the multiverse is the multiverse, fam. And listen, I can't mess with that. You know what I'm saying? So I apologize about everything, fam. But y'all
Yeah,
gotta go back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
because normally no one would blame him because it's like that's not his responsibility. Like that's way out of his.
Peter,
Normally you'd be like, yeah, that's not your business.
right,
That's like he's even said it's like that's you other Peters. That's your mess. It's yours to deal with, not
right,
mine. You know.
right. Right.
And so like I wouldn't have blamed him if he pushed a button.
Me neither. I wouldn't blame you.
That's not Spider-Man.
No.
Right. That's not Spider Man, of course.
Mm.
That's good, man. ASAS, what you give it out of 10?
I give it a 9 out of 10. I enjoyed it.
That's good. That's good. I will be buying this on 4K Blu-ray just to have it for
Oh,
sure.
no doubt.
You
I
still you
will.
still you still
I'll
buying
do the
this?
same.
You still
Yeah.
buying this?
Yeah, man. I'm a
Yeah,
collector,
man.
man. I'm a
Yeah, I still
collector.
buy
I
'em.
gotta
I
physically
still
have
buy 'em.
it.
You
Gotta,
still
you
buy them?
gotta,
Oh,
yeah. Because
because
anything digital, you don't own it. It's not yours.
Exactly.
but that's the thing, because I have the Apple TV. That's why I buy all my stuff digitally now because I'm trying to save space for these statues. I got you know what I'm saying, for real. I got a rack of DVDs right now. I'm like, nobody wants to buy them. I'm like, nobody wants them. You know.
Yeah. What I started doing is I'm doing a little bit of both, but I started my own server, my home server or whatever, and I put like movies on my home server, so I always have the movies no matter what. Um, and I also, but I can't just let go of the physical version.
Yeah.
I just gotta have the physical. So what I'll do is I'll buy a movie physically, like from Best Buy or something. Then you know how they give you like the digital version or
Yeah.
whatever, and then I'll
Yeah.
take that digital version and put it up on my server. And so now I got a digital version, and now I also got the physical version. So if I want to pop it into the player or whatever, I could just always do that, or I could just access my server from like my TV or whatever and watch it that way. Either or, it still works. You know what I mean?
Like for instance, H stats. Imagine this: like there's some kind of you have a movie that you own that you bought, and there's some kind of licensing issue, or maybe the company disagrees with a scene that was in the movie, and they want to like edit that out, and they clean it out. Like you're no longer having what you bought. Like for whatever reason, they can take it away from you. They can. And like you have no say. They're like, oh well, we're sad. And like, what? Even if they give you your money back, you've lost the movie. It's not yours. Like you said, okay, you changed this, you took that out. I need you to give me my money back. Like it
So
doesn't
that
matter.
so that so that means we got to start reading those disclaimers then, and that's
Yeah,
scary.
and like
Because think about it. If we start reading those 20-page documents,
Right.
companies will go out of business.
That's
Because
true.
like, I
it
don't
doesn't
agree.
matter because
Mhm.
before like because are you gonna say you don't want to use Facebook because they say they're gonna if they wrote there we own your soul, people are still gonna like hit the check box and like, well, I need to use Facebook so I can talk to these people.
Yeah.
I need to go on the statue groups. It doesn't matter, no matter what they said, like people would still agree. There's like
See,
very few
see,
people that
Buck is
would
trying to
choose.
scare people because I thought about this because I got like 200 movies right now on the Apple TV, and I thought about what you said. I'm like, one day they could just easily be like, if you want to keep these movies, then you got to pay us like $5 a month to maintain.
Exactly.
You
And they
know
were
what I'm
like, oh,
saying?
they were like, they
I
tell you
thought
like
about
their servers are
yeah,
getting overloaded. It's not
yeah.
no
I
longer
thought
tenable
about
to
it.
keep it to you for free.
Mhm.
Or like look at when all these like shows came on Disney Plus and they didn't put all the episodes or they don't put
Right.
like everything there. You don't if you don't have the physical version, the
Right.
original version, you'll never have access to it. Or look at these Dr. Seuss books, right? Like there was that whole hubbub about if you like the original or whatever and you wanted it, it's like
Right.
you're no longer gonna put it in print. It's gone forever. If you
Mhm.
Right.
never had the original, too bad. So that kind
Right.
of stuff, like that's why I want to own my stuff because I have full control over it. And or on PlayStation, if I buy digital games, one day if I decide like if I was someone who wanted to troll another player on like PvP and then I get banned, I can't use my account with all my games on it. It's digital, and they've taken it away from me. But I
Right.
own those. No, I don't. I don't. They'll just take it away from me, and I'm like, so am I gonna take Sony to court? Do I have the money to put into that and
Nope.
claim exactly? Because that's why I don't like buying digital goods in general, unless it's
Yeah.
like you got to be careful with that.
But now,
Yeah.
okay, so let me ask you this because this is something I was exploring,
Uh-huh.
and I don't know because I know there's a way with the current movies I own now. You mentioned putting them on a server, so
Uh-huh.
I don't know if that's something we got to talk about off radar because I really don't know how to do it.
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
it's too easy, bro. Like my server is actually right there. Like That's the server right there. That's it.
Mm, okay.
But I access it through my network, and the only reason why I got this regular, it's not regular, but like this smaller server is because of space. Like I built well, I helped build a huge. And this is geek talk right here, but like a huge real server, like a server rack with like you open it, you can spin it, like it has a server on it, it has switches on it, like a whole server rack at my dad's house in his basement. So, like when I get in my next spot, I'm gonna make sure I got space to like put like a real server rack in the house and make it like a whole decked out situation. Because his server has like he has literally probably every movie you could probably think about. Because what he does is he has Redbox, and I didn't even know it was still a thing. He gets Redbox movies sent to the house, and then he'll
He'll rip him.
no, he doesn't rip them.
Doesn't rip.
No,
So
Oh, it
I
doesn't.
think this is another conversation.
yeah,
I'm sorry.
he doesn't rip them. No, he doesn't rip them. But he just watches them, and then he'll send them back. Right, like that's what you're supposed to do. Right, so that's what he does. And so it's just it's pretty cool. He has a lot of good stuff going on. But
How much space do you need to maintain all this stuff, though? Like, I mean, like gig wise.
you need to be in the terabytes for sure.
See,
Because I mean, you think about these files, these movie files, they are um,
Large.
very large. Yeah, especially when
Especially
you
if
start
you're
talking
getting
about
4K of
4K.
Blu-ray.
Exactly. Yeah, it gets crazy really fast. So yeah, you definitely want to have terabytes for sure. Because unless you just want to have 1080p stuff, right? And manage it that way. But anyway, sorry, that was a tangent.
Yeah.
No, that's
Um,
I just remembered something about Spider-Man. You know how we're talking about the love interests in MJ? We all
mhm.
forgot that she's going to MIT, which is in Boston, so she's no longer in New York.
Ooh, I forgot about that.
So she's
Forgot
gone
to.
actually. And so if they introduce like Gwen or Black Cat, I'll probably be his new love interest for a while.
That's true. And then yeah. Dang, that's crazy. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, you're right. She's gone. She's gone
but
now.
now,
Anyway, unless he would
what
have to
about
go to MIT.
But he's
Go
not.
ahead. Go
He's
ahead.
gonna. He's living in New York now, I think.
what do you guys think about the after credit though? Because what do you think about the after credit?
Venom.
Yeah, what do you
Which
think about
one?
that?
Yeah.
Venom.
I want them to introduce. Like I know it's the same symbiote, but I kind of want in the MCU. I want Venom to be different. I want them to revamp Venom to be a whole different personality. Like I want Kevin Feige and them to like do Venom their way and make it work. But I don't know if it'll work because the Venom I kind of want was like a dark Venom. He's not so funny and jokey and let's drink some water. Like, like I don't no, don't do that. Like don't do that.
Yeah.
I just wanted to be more dark. I wanted to be more horror type. You know what I mean?
See, but you see,
But
the reason why I asked because it's conflicting to how they're gonna do it if they decide to introduce this Venom. Because there is a story in the comic where they made a truce, and Eddie Brock went to San Francisco, and he actually was a good guy, at one point. So that's the reason why I'm asking, like, how I mean, are they going to be enemies? That would be whack if they like do like a team. That's whack. I don't want to see that.
They sent Tom Hardy back to his universe, and I hope they keep him there. Don't bring him to the MCU.
Yeah.
Like
well, it would be too crazy. Like, how would they send Tom Hardy back to the MCU? Like, the symbiote is there, yeah, but not Tom Hardy. You know what I mean? So it's like, I feel like the symbiote has to find a new host now, a new person. It has to be a new Venom for it to work.
And at the end of the Let There Be Carnage movie, we saw that for some weird random reason he was just interested in Peter Parker. Like the writing in that movie is so awful, but like in that movie, like his symbiote in the extra credits scene, so it feels like they alluded to bringing Null into that movie franchise, the god of the symbiotes, and they also alluded to like his Venom, like because they made it seem like Venom was very interested in Peter Parker when he saw him on TV in the at the end of the Let There Be Carnage movie. But why? Why would he be when like they were never bonded in the first place?
Right.
It just
I think
feels
the
weird and
symbiote.
random.
I think
Yeah.
what's gonna happen is that symbiote's gonna find Peter in the MCU, and we're gonna get the actual
The black.
comic book version of the black suit,
Right.
the white Spidey symbol and everything. I think we're gonna get that, and I think I think with the college era, they'll probably have Peter go up against. I'm not gonna say more realistic villains, but kind of like more of the dark side, the more of the steadier version of the MCU. Because now that we got Kingpin, I'm pretty sure they're gonna do something with Kingpin, and
Hopefully.
this could give Peter the edge when he's going against
Well, that's what's
Yeah.
up.
that too. And Craven, they got a Craven movie coming, so
that oh, they do. They have a Craven
yeah,
movie coming.
they
Oh
got a
yeah, I
Craven
didn't know
movie
that.
coming.
Damn, that's gonna be crazy.
And there's a rumor
Dude.
going around that it's supposed to be based off of that, The Last Hunt.
Oh man,
Wow.
dude. Oh man.
So they
That's gonna
could
be
do
crazy.
that. That's what I'm saying. Maybe that's it's a lot of things it's a lot of scenarios they can do with leaving that symbiote behind because maybe now it takes over Peter and starts making that dark. We saw already a little bit of the dark aggression in him when he
Yep.
was fighting the goblin. That was a little bit dark for him. So you got the symbiote coming. He's still feeling that, the anger and, the sadness of losing Aunt May. And that could just bring the symbiote could just bring that rage out to where he's just going on a one-man war against crime. And then that brings up Jameson's Spidey anti-agenda up even more to where I guess Craven comes into the picture.
Yep.
Somehow that's going to tie into that Craven the Hunter movie when they do it.
That's gonna be sick.
Yeah.
That's gonna be
I-
all the way sick.
I'll be very high for that. I'm like all in anything MCU Spider-Man right now. I'm all in. I believe. I'm a believer. I wasn't before, but this movie really made me. I'm like, okay, I'm down. Let's see what you got. But the Sony side of it, I have zero interest in Morbius. I don't want to see any more
Same.
Venom movies. I don't want to see
Same.
like, but it's so messed up with the way they did the multiverse thing now, and they showed Vulture in the Morbius movie, which is, I'm assuming Morbius is in the same universe as Venom. I don't know how they're gonna explain that. I think things are getting messy, and it's like, I'm not surprised that it's getting messy on the Sony side.
Yeah, Sony just.
Yeah,
But
so,
unfortunately,
Well, you see, I
it's
don't,
like-
like always, I don't think they anticipated that it was gonna grow this big. When they saw the success of the MCU, now it's easy to like partner up because, of course, obviously, we want a piece of this too. So I don't think they anticipated that at all. I didn't think they thought that it was going to be taken, this seriously by the fans. You know, so now it's
Yeah.
like, okay, now it's like they're starting to bend over, for the MCU.
yeah, but it feels like poor planning because the way they've established Venom being in the MCU was through the multiverse and the spell that Doctor Strange did, and I'm assuming also that Venom is going to be in the same universe as Sony's Morbius. Otherwise, like seeing the way from the Morbius trailer, it seems that Morbius is in the MCU and not in the Sonyverse.
I guess what they're trying to do is wave it away from the story because, like, go back to the movie. The Spider-Men address each other as, you're amazing. You got amazing. You got spectacular Spider-Man. Those are three different stories within the comic universe. And like I said earlier, it looked like what they did. If you go back and you read that story, how Peter and Eddie Brock made a truce, and he's in San Francisco now. So they took like that and kind of like pieced it just to make the Venom movie, which is like, okay, whatever. It's still whack, but now it's like, well, how do we bring him? So where the conflict is coming from again, if he does appear with Tom Holland, is he going to be good or is he going to be bad? Because if he's good, that's going to be whack.
And you're
Right.
talking about Tom Hardy's Venom, right?
Yes, sir, I am.
And like Tom Hardy's going to be in the MCU as Venom.
If that happens,
I hope not, man.
I don't think so.
you know,
I don't think so. I honestly don't think. I think what's probably going to happen is we're probably just going to get the symbiote Spider-Man. You know what I mean? And hopefully we don't get Venom like Tom Hardy Venom, like an actual version of Venom. I think we should just get our symbiote Spider Man, and then Peter deals with that and let that be the end of it. You know what I mean? I think
Yeah.
that probably should be the next movie because since that was the end credit scene or whatever, that should probably be the next movie, right? Which could be very cool, especially with him not knowing anyone. Now he's that could they could really make it make the story make sense because he went from sacrificing everything. Now he's feeling some type of regret or some type of um, he's just dealing with not having anybody. Now he feels powerful. He feels like he's never felt this way before. F everybody else. Now he has the symbiote on him, and it could work. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
we'll see what
Mm.
happens with it. But let's do this. Let's transition to 12 Days of Sideshow. Have you guys seen? I'm sure you guys probably have seen the two reveals today being day two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just saw one thing from Facebook. I was talking to Cash about that earlier.
Let me share my screen here. Let's see. That didn't work out well. Here we go.
Yeah, asked them.
So this was from yesterday, right? This is the Phoenix and Jean Grey maquette, and apparently, I don't know this for certain, but from what I'm hearing, that this is actually like 1/5 scale, and it's kind of like their Spidey versus Venom, and their Hulk versus Hulkbuster, and all that, like that same scale type. You know how they scale it down a little bit when they have like the dioramas.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that's kind of what this is supposed to be. Um, I expected too much. I expected too much because I was thinking to myself when I first heard it, I was like, "Ooh." At first, I thought it was separate, like it's like two different things. Like, yeah,
I think they should have done that.
yeah, I thought it was two different things, and I was like, "Oh, they're giving us a Phoenix and a new Jean Grey. This is really cool." You know what I mean? And then I realized that it's actually a diorama and it's actually 1/5 scale, and I was like, "Oh man, I
Yeah.
wish it was 1/4 scale." And you could buy like the Phoenix by itself or Jean Grey by itself. That would be pretty cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But
Um,
I think the thing about price.
yeah, if it was 1/4 scale, it'd probably be very expensive. For two, you're getting two statues, right? And then you probably have a bigger base, so it could get very expensive very fast. But it is
I
what it
think
is,
the,
I
I
guess.
think the base is gonna be small. It's just gonna be a lot of stuff in the back. It looks like just like effects on the for the
Mm-hmm.
promo image.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's mostly gonna be those two, like the V shape you see coming out of the ground. This like
Yeah.
metal beams.
Uh,
That's gonna be mostly what the base is. Maybe a little concrete.
yeah.
Yeah. How much you guys think it's gonna be?
Like
Yeah.
like
About
like
eight
800.
800 900. Yep.
Yeah.
Nah,
I'll
I
go
think it's gonna
about
be
900.
700, 700 some.
Really?
Like the Batman versus Superman
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
dia.
oh yeah. I forgot about that one. Yeah, because that's like 1/5 scale. It's not really 1/4, right?
Yeah, that's 1/5. It looks nice, but some people don't like it. I don't know why. I think it looks awesome.
I like the statue too. Yeah, I like it. I'm
I
I'm
like
cool
it.
with it. But I'm excited to see the full reveal of the statue. I think they did a.
Are
I think.
you think
Go ahead.
this is gonna be a must have?
Nope.
Nah, not for me at least.
I wouldn't say it's a must-have.
Mhm.
It's something you look at and be like, I wouldn't mind having it, but it's something I wouldn't rush to get either.
Yeah, I agree.
I've been able to detach myself from X-Men. Uh, I'm not buying like to. I'm not good looking after getting like X-Men pieces anymore, which I feel safe now. But Prime One has captured me with their Dark Knight's Metal Land, man.
Mm.
Oh, I heard that the Red Death was sold out. Is that true? But
What?
That would be crazy because I've been warning people.
Dag it.
let me
I
see.
wanted to
Hold on. Let
get
me
the,
see.
if
People
that's
gonna be
true.
trying to buy that, and it's gonna take people are gonna have to pay 2,500, and don't forget my shipping and fees.
Hope that's not true.
Let me
Hopefully
see.
not. It should be available on it might be sold out on Sideshow, but on Prime One it'll be available. Prime One always sells out after Sideshow, not before.
That's yeah. I think you're actually. I think that's exactly correct.
I,
But let's just look at it for giggles. Oh, it says low stock remaining here.
yeah.
Stop. So he is
I
You
gonna get
guys better
sold
personally,
hurry.
out eventually.
Better hurry up.
yeah, that this piece is gonna be. I think it's gonna be the best in the entire line.
For sure.
I already pre-ordered mine.
Oh,
I
it says low stock remaining on both of them, the regular and the
That's
EX.
crazy.
don't waste
Wow.
time. And like as far as third scale pieces go, for what this is giving you, the way it looks, I think that price is a steal. I generally don't know why people get like pieces on Sideshow instead of Prime One. Like it's cheaper on Prime One, at least for me.
Hmm.
Because when you do the math, once you add the tax, that's like extra $150 to $200 if you buy from Sideshow.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah, but sometimes they're shipping though. That's why I had to cancel a statue that
Yeah,
I was
way twisted.
anticipating. That shipping from
from
Prime
where?
One.
Which statue was that?
This was the Batman versus Superman. So I'm gonna
Oh, okay, that's
yeah
massive.
I'm gonna put it on my wish list. But that shipping when they slapped me with that shipping cost, I said forget about it. Hell no.
Which
Hell no.
Yeah,
that's
it's
the one
shipping.
that's
It's the Frank Miller concept.
the Frank Miller one, yeah.
Hmm.
And there's has a lamppost in it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh yeah, I remember exactly. Yeah.
it depends. If like the number of boxes can really push things up.
Yeah.
That
So,
one's like 2 grand plus, right?
Yeah. Around that much. Hmm.
Damn. Yeah.
dude, this
Usually, go ahead. Sorry.
no, I was just gonna say. So it looks like the collector's edition is there's a wait list for that, but the exclusive is still available on Sideshow. But like we just saw on Prime One's website, uh, both editions are low stock remaining. So yeah, it's this thing is going very fast. So please,
Yeah.
See, I'm late to this because like what concept is this based off?
The Dark Knight's Metal storyline. It's a pretty short like storyline, but
Hmm.
it made
Is
a
it
big
good?
impact. I didn't read it. I don't care what's
Mm.
about. Like I know Greg Capullo. He does a lot of the art on it, and I'm not really that big of a fan of his art style, but I know people like it.
Mm.
this is exciting though, very exciting.
Yeah, you have like alternate universe Batmans, and then something to do with some special metals that makes like so this is the Flash version, and you have different versions. The Wonder Woman version is where like I think Ares is Batman or something like that. That's
Hmm.
where you get the Merciless, and the Drowned is the Aquaman version.
Hmm.
You know, uh,
Interesting.
you also get the Green Lantern, which is the
Dawnbreaker.
Dawnbreaker.
Yeah,
So the
I like
ones
the
I
Dawn
care
Breaker.
about are the ones I read into more. Like Dawnbreaker, he broke the will of the ring. Like Batman, apparently his willpower is so strong that he bent the ring to his will, and he was able to use it to kill people. Um,
Mm.
because in that universe, when that Bruce Wayne saw his parents die, he was instead of scared, he felt only courage, and yeah, I
Cool.
think the ring corrupts him and stuff because it's
So that's
broke.
the merciless right there, and this is the drowned down here.
Mm.
The
I
drown
won't.
doesn't work for me.
Yeah, I'm not getting these. I'm not getting these. I'm just getting the. I'm just getting the Red Death and the Dawnbreaker. And obviously I have Batman Who Laughs. Do you guys think that Sideshow will continue the Dark Knight's Metal line with back 1/4 scale?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's
I think
grown in
so.
popularity.
And I think that this Batman Who Laughs is selling pretty well. So I mean, it would be in their best interest to get it right.
Yeah,
That's another story. I don't. I mean, I have no idea of that concept. I gotta read up on that.
it's from the same like all those dark Batmans and whatever. Batman Who Laughs is also from the same storyline as like the Red Death, Dawnbreaker, and Merciless. They
Right.
have there's like a whole like story with them there. They got their Wonder Woman with the chainsaw lasso, which I think is pretty funny.
Let's see. Did you guys see this? This is from today.
Yeah,
That's dope.
that looks tight.
I think this is 1/5 scale from
Damn.
Tweeterhead.
Yeah,
That's
definitely
that's
gonna be
that's my
getting
boy
that.
right there. He loves He-Man. Like that's his thing. Damn, he gonna go crazy when he see this.
For
Awesome
sure.
sculpt.
Yeah, phenomenal sculpt. It's gonna look good, man. It's gonna look really freaking good.
Yeah,
I
I'm
just want to
definitely gonna be
catch
getting that.
the um the He-Man and Battle Cat tweet ahead. I'm good with that.
Oh yeah,
Depending
oh
on
yeah.
how they make He-Man look, I might or might not get it, but I'm interested in that as well. Yeah.
Mhm. Oh, that's awesome.
Did you guys see this?
I didn't
It's
see
from
No,
this.
XM.
damn.
This is so XM is doing the Batman Who Laughs or King Batman Who Laughs or the King or Batman Who Laughs King or whatever his name is.
Damn.
Um,
Wow.
and this is
Darkest Night or
uh
no?
no. This is from Death Knight's Metal, I believe. Like he's like the King version. Let me see if I can search for it.
I didn't know
Damn.
about that. I think the
That's
only other
crazy.
version of Batman Who Laughs is the Darkest Night when like I can't remember how he
Or
transforms.
it might be Darkest Night. Batman Who Laughs King or whatever. Yeah, this guy.
Ah,
Oh, I never seen that dude before. Damn, I'm about to go back and wow.
So yeah, he's gonna be standing on this base here. With
Wow.
these supposed to be like it's gonna be crazy.
It looks insane. And this
Yeah,
is XM doing this?
yeah, XM, yeah,
What's that, like $3,000 for that?
probably.
why?
It'll probably be at least two. Well, no. It may be. Let me see.
1,700.
I was gonna say 17, 1800.
Mm.
Man,
Six
you be
fifty
how
eight.
do people keep giving XM?
It's expensive, man. Expensive stuff. We got a new Silver Surfer revealed from our man Caleb Nefson.
I like the
Boring.
base.
The board is hot.
Yeah, I thought this was a different pose. I'd never seen the Silver Surfer in this pose before.
Yeah, some more action,
Yeah,
more
it's a little
dynamic.
bit different. And then the base is a little different from what we normally see. You got the wave that's coming in. I'm assuming this is supposed to be like a planet.
Yeah, this is probably the most milked custom character right now.
Oh, for sure, he's milk for
Yes.
sure. He's hot right now. He's selling, so people are really like,
And I've been seeing some very mediocre silver servers getting like too much hype.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
See, the only thing about this one is like, why do they like to give him a wave? He's not
Mhm.
like a surfer from Earth.
Yeah. I guess the reason why they do that is because it's like what he's really surfing through is space. So it's like, how do you how do you do that? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
this feels uninspired.
Really?
Yeah, like I mean, this we've seen this how many times now? Like this, that even that like it. This does not impress me. It's like nice sculpt on the surfer, but how many times have you seen this? This this is the same concept we've been seeing several, and like they're coming very frequently and very close to each other. I would just call this a cash grab.
But I like the surfer himself, though. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah, no doubt. Like yeah, I don't know. The base feels, you've seen this several times before. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And but the sculpt itself on the surfer, kind of like it, but I don't really like the pose. I don't really like the concept.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
So,
generally,
how do you think the like what's going to be the next dynamic surfer. Because if the customs ain't doing it, then what? I guess what other license company you think is going to knock this out? Because everyone's
Maybe
waiting for a dynamic pose license.
maybe XM will give it a try.
Yeah, I think they will.
Yeah, I think
And
XM.
XM for sure. Yeah, so I mean, they XM talks like they understand the assignment, so we'll see. Um,
Yeah.
we'll see what they do with the surfer eventually. How y'all feel about this Batman?
I'm
It
Batman
didn't
out,
wow
man.
me.
Yeah, it's like so what?
Is that like a dead? Is that a corpse on the base or no?
The people are saying it's supposed to be Joker. I don't know.
Oh, it looks like a statue, like a head, like a yeah. I don't know. This the way like I don't like seeing this kind of like stylized effect holding up a character.
Well, it's
Uh,
supposed to be the lightning
like
from
the cover, right?
from the cover. Yeah, exactly.
It
Mm.
still looks weird. I don't know. Like it works in like 2D art, but trying to translate it into 3D, it's difficult to make it look appealing. So I guess what would determine it is how good like the sculpt looks like when they do the full reveal and thing and everything.
Yeah, yeah. People were like kind of like whatever about it, but then once we got once we everybody found out it was Daniel Bell, everybody was like, okay, well let me look at this again.
Oh, is Daniel Bell that's doing this one?
Yeah, Daniel Bell. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So I mean, it's whatever. This is not the Batman I need per se. I feel like this Batman would be a little bit too. Um, it wouldn't work with what I'm trying to do with Batman. So, but I mean, I'm excited to see what comes of it. I know Daniel Bell, he normally does very 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 good work. So I'm excited to see what it is. Whether I
Hopefully they
can
make a Robin to pair with this.
maybe. I feel like Robin isn't done enough. It's just always Batman, 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 never Robin, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like the Robin from this thing, is it this storyline? It's like the ones where it's the girl
Yeah, it's the
with
girl.
the ginger hair.
Yeah.
So then that's based off the Frank Miller Batman then.
Yeah,
Yep.
Oh, okay.
I think it's a Dark Knight 3 cover. Some
That's pretty neat then. We'll see what it looks like once it's we see the paint.
hmm Let's see. We got some teasers from XM, some silhouettes. You know how to do.
Another
Um,
Batman.
yeah,
Yep.
Batman. I
Go
think this is
saturate with Batman again.
That's
the
Bat. That's
dark,
Batman.
the Dark Knight, right?
Mm-hmm.
and I
Because he
think this
got
one
the
comes
he
with
got the
Robin.
yeah.
It looks like a Robin here, but it just looks like he's gonna be expensive. Since there's like a Robin here.
Yep.
We got
Oh, look at that.
the death metal Batman as well. Um, on a bike.
Yeah,
Um,
that's the trench coat.
oh, is it? Yeah, that's the trench coat. Yeah, that's the size. I'm still probably gonna stick with the Prime one
Mm-hmm.
and continue with that line.
Pay the same price, get something bigger.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. He said pay the same price. Book you funny. Yeah. So yeah, I'm probably gonna stick with Prime one, but excited to see what that looks like. Here's a picture of the new Batman Labs next to the Prime one Batman Labs. Um,
I gotta get it because it's gonna sell out.
it's definitely going to sell out. Probably within the next 6 months, I believe. It's very, very popular. So,
But okay, you guys got to help me because why is this character so popular? I know absolutely nothing about this
Just
character.
based. I don't know nothing about him either, but it's
It
just
just
the
looks
look.
cool design. Cool
he's
design.
super cool. Yeah.
Rule of cool. I don't know. I don't know much about him either. I know a little, but not much. And apparently his story is actually kind of cool. It's like Batman snapped. I think Joker also gave him
The toxin.
the toxin, and so he kills the Joker in his universe, and he becomes
This.
Like he becomes this.
So this is Bruce Wayne.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
All
Wow.
the Batmans you see that are
Mhm.
like warped and weird, they are all Bruce Wayne.
Wow.
Yeah, except
It-
for I don't know. Drowned is a version of Bruce Wayne in that universe or something. I don't know. I
yeah,
think.
it's a version of Bruce Wayne. I'm trying to think because I
Or maybe his
remember
mother.
maybe. Yeah, I can't remember, but yeah, it's somebody is somehow connected to Bruce Wayne.
Yeah,
Mm.
Yeah, for sure. I remember reading this, and he's like, you know how Batman's very methodical, very like a very like he's a detective, like he very detail oriented. He puts puzzles together, can solve puzzles, etc. Batman Who Laughs is just like that, but just the evil version. So
yeah,
it's like you don't know what he's thinking. It's like worse, way worse than the Joker,
yeah.
way worse than the Joker. Like
Exactly.
he's
And
he's way further down the line than Joker.
and you can't whoop his ass like Joker because he can fight like Batman.
Mhm.
Right, exactly. And so he's tough. It's just that's just what it boils down to. He's tough. And not to spoil the show, not to spoil the joint, but Batman has to figure out how in the hell do I beat this guy?
Mm.
Like how do I do this? Because he's literally me, and
Yeah.
how do I beat myself? You know. So
I can't remember, is Grim Knight good or he's evil like the others?
Grim Knight, I think Grim Knight is good.
Uh,
I think I can't remember. We got a teaser of these Flash that XM is doing.
Looks good so far.
This part I really liked. Right, that was pretty cool. This part in the back, I'm trying to piece together because if I'm just looking at like this, right, I'm looking at this hand, I'm looking at how he's lunging forward. This doesn't look as cool.
it's like
Uh,
super dynamic.
yeah, it's dynamic for sure. But then I'm thinking about, okay, well, how will this fit with this in the back, or is this two separate things, or
It
what?
looks like that's like a bust holder for like the switch out. The way you get with Cyclops, where you get like the two torsos
Mm-hmm.
from XM. So I imagine this is also going to be part of a running post, and you switch the torso with that, possibly the one that's there, and so his
Mm-hmm.
arm is back with the whirlwind on it, and like it while he's like in a sprinting position, I imagine. So that'll probably look cool. It depends. We'll see how it looks like. Uh, I I have no intro. I don't know. Like DC, I'm just so happy. I'm not a big DC fan, so when I see some DC stuff, like it's almost very easy for me to pass on.
See, and I'm the complete opposite.
Yeah, I gotta have some DC pieces.
Yeah.
Right.
Prime One's been stealing
That's
my
why it's
money,
hard
man.
being a fan of both.
Yep, I know that. That's hard. Yesterday, I got the Wonder Woman versus Hydra. I pulled the trigger on that.
Ooh,
Oh, damn.
Nice, nice, nice.
that piece is. I thought you said you didn't have nowhere to put it, bro.
I don't.
Right.
Or I didn't. I didn't, and then I
We
bought a
follow
new
him.
like. I like I pull out my tape. I remeasure shit, and I'm gonna build a new like display case. I already ordered some of the things I need. So before it comes, it's coming out like I think Q3 next year or Q2 actually.
Mhm.
And so before it comes, I would have built my. Because what I'm planning on doing is I'm going to get I got the Gladiator shelving, the garage shelf, and it's
Mhm.
like the 77 inches wide or something like that. And
Mhm.
so I'm also gonna get like light boxes from Legendary Displays, I think, or I'll make mine. Depends on which is more cost effective. And I'm gonna like put the light boxes on the shelf, and so it's casting light from down, and it's you get light from below as well. So I'm only gonna get two of those, and I already have the light boxes behind me that I made. Um, and I just put those on the shelf, and I think it'll look pretty cool. So we'll see.
Yeah, it
Cool.
definitely will for sure. That sounds like a good plan, man. Oh, and I think this is the last thing.
Who's this?
Wonder Woman.
Oh, okay.
Figured it was Wonder Woman.
From Queen Studios Museum line.
What's the
So
scale?
I was 1/4 scale. I was very confused because this was so they teased this a long time ago, right? And then I thought that they like retracted it, like took it back because I thought that they were gonna redo it because
Mhm.
I didn't like I heard that they were gonna redo her whole suit because they weren't gonna go with the Wonder Woman 84 version. They were gonna go with more of a traditional version of her, and so they just kind of went back to the drawing board, which is why it went Superman, Batman, and then there's like this long wait period for Wonder Woman. Um, and so yeah, I was just kind of confused by it, but I mean, really, all it appears to be is just Wonder Woman. Like how they have like the version where her arms are out and the wings are out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's literally just that. It looks like it's just that same version, but just her arms are down and her wings are in. You know what I
Is
mean?
this was that 1/4 or third?
That was quarter,
So this is also quarter, and it's just like the wings are down.
pretty much. Yeah,
I'll
yeah. Which
pass on
which
that.
which when I heard that they're gonna revamp it, it made more sense. That made more sense to me because like I don't think that the Batman or the Superman are from any particular movie. They're more comic book based, but this appears to be like from like a movie type base. Wonder Woman, and to me, it just makes more sense for it to be more comic accurate. You know what I mean? Um,
Yeah.
Hmm.
so, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens of this. Yeah, and those are all the pictures I have for today. I didn't plan on doing a lot of pictures, just like a few, just the main points or whatever.
Mhm.
Hmm.
I have a question for you guys.
But
Do you expect to be surprised by anything on 12 Days of Sideshow?
You know,
see, but see, don't laugh at me, H. Don't laugh because this guy, man.
man, I'm gonna say, I want to say yes and no. You surprised? I want to be surprised so much by something that's like, damn, I can't wait for that to come out. I'm pee on that the first day, but then it's like, I ain't expecting nothing. You know, I mean, I like the so far. I like mainly like the merman. That's the main thing that's
Yeah, that mermaid
wowed me
is
so far.
nice.
So that's
Yes.
Tweeterhead.
Well, yeah, it's technically Twitter. It's not
Yeah,
necessarily a
yeah, but
sideshow.
they still part of sideshow. So
I will say this though. What I do like is it appears that this year we're not just getting uh, names on a piece of paper. Like at least they're giving us teasers. You know what I mean? We're getting a sneak peek at least of what the statue's supposed to look like because I think I mean the other companies like Queen Studios and XM and Prime One, they're showing us like when they do teasers and first looks and all that, they're actually giving us a piece of the statue. Like and people get hyped. I think that Sideshow is now realizing when they just give us this stylized name like merman and it's just merman like just says okay well I mean
I still
cool
think they're gonna
you
I,
do
know
th-
that.
I think I
I
think their
really.
production was just messed up in 2020. That's why they did that.
oh okay
But like before that, they used to show us. They show us like a mix of statues, and then like they'll put text sometimes. Because I
mm,
remember Hell on Wheels, the Harley Quinn Hell on Wheels, that was shown at 12 Days, and I
okay
think even Rogue, possibly, the PF
mm-hmm.
was shown in 12 Days. Not sure.
What were you
I,
saying wrong? Oh sorry.
I'm just hoping that you know, I can't really get at sideshow too hard because I do promote some of their stuff, but you know, I'm just hoping for something that's going to give me a wow factor. I mean, the last time I can say I was really wowed by sideshow. I mean, like where the internet shut down was that Thanos on the throne, and then what happened after that? I mean, we got some good pieces, but I just think that it's easy to say, okay, well, you got the other companies like XM Prime One, and the quality it just knocks you out. But it's also going to say, okay, well, look, if we step it up, are we going to be want to pay these prices that we pay for the other manufacturers? But that's that shouldn't be an excuse to say, okay, well, now you got to pay more money. The fact is, you're a brand. You should love the fact that this is your company, and you got people that rely on these. This is a hobby. So, I mean, we don't want crap. We
I
want
think.
quality.
No
We want good
doubt.
stuff. You know,
Hmm. You're
Hard-earned
100,
money we
percent
paying
man.
this film.
money is money. I
Yeah,
don't care if it's $300. The fact
yeah.
is, you spending your dollar. So some would say, well, then just buy from X and buy from Primer. No, if
Hmm.
I'm spending 400, that's still money. Nobody's gonna just hand me $400. You
Yep.
know, so
I
got to
agree.
Yeah.
make them work. Make them work.
100% agree, man.
Mhm.
But like the thing I'd say about Sideshow, you can see the areas where they like save money, and like the base sizes are getting smaller on stuff. If you've noticed, the bases are getting smaller on statues. It feels, and we're getting a lot of fabricates, and the concepts are generally very simple these days. I
Hmm.
would the Nightcrawler doesn't look so simple because I know the entire Sentinel they made that like a while back, and now they just cut pieces off of the main model of the Sentinel, and they use that as like use the body parts in the diodes. So
Really?
that
Wow.
yeah, so the guy that sculpted the Sentinel, there's actually an actual full Sentinel sculpt, like out there. I don't know if they'll ever give it to us as a statue, but the guy who did that is Marco Plouffe. He's done a bunch of stuff for all the companies, Prime One, Sideshow, and XM. He did the Batman Shogun on the horse um, for XM, and he's done a bunch of cool stuff. Any like mechanical stuff, generally speaking, He's done it. He did the Ultron for XM. Um, he's done a bunch of Transformers too for Prime One, and I think also XM. Yeah, he's really good. But he did like a
Yeah.
Sentinel for Sideshow, and that's whenever you see a Sentinel body part in an X Men piece, it's from his Sentinel. They just cut off the body part and they used it, and the um, yeah.
Mm. So this is using the same mode.
Yeah, using the same model, generally speaking, which makes sense because same Sentinel design for all of them. It keeps it consistent
Mm-hmm.
instead of having like different artists do their own version of a Sentinel each time,
Mm-hmm.
and it just costs more money and waste time. So generally, like the Nightcrawler, all they would have had to do was sculpt the Bamf effect and Nightcrawler himself with the swords.
Mm-hmm.
They pose that with the hand. Yeah. But like generally, I feel like Sideshow they're going really simple with their concepts. They're not trying to wow anyone. They just want to do well thought out designs um, that are cost effective. Go look at the Symbiote Spider Man. People really like that one, but it's like small footprint. It's like relatively when you think about production on that, it's not very complex. Silver Surfer, not very complex. Like they're trying to do simple things that are not going to cost too much. They're thinking about the consumer. And I think for that reason, I don't think they're going to do anything that surprises us this 12 days. I think we're going to get a lot of unambitious, relatively speaking. If you're looking for ambition right now, you're not going to see it at Sideshow. You're going to see it at places like, I think Queen Studio, dare I say XM, but I'm not really a fan of XM. And Prime One. That's where you're gonna see like people like they're striking out and they want to market themselves as the premium brand because they can't compete with Sideshow on price because Sideshow has I'm sure they have all these factories in the bag and because Sideshow giving them the most business. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Sideshow can come out here and say we're making 7,000 pieces of one statue and like look at Prime One doing 300, 350 EX and like you know.
Same thing for XM. They're doing what 600. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? 600 a statue or something like that. Like Sideshow is doing 4,500. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
So
3,000.
exactly. They can't compete with Sideshow on price. I know that. Like I know it's not when I think about it, it's not reasonable to expect it. But I think when when I see the prices on some things from some of these companies, I can't abide by it still. I'm still thinking because like I don't feel like the value is there. Honestly,
Mm-hmm.
I just it's I'm not seeing like how much better is this than what Sideshow would give me versus the price you're asking me to pay, right? So yeah, uh, so I have my issues with Sideshow, but generally they're a company I prefer to a lot of others because I can expect something very consistent from them
Mm-hmm.
in terms
Absolutely.
of quality and a general like I can expect their pieces to look pleasing in a general sense. There's no major duds except like I mean people hate that new Wolverine and then people like it,
Mm.
Yeah, I think the consensus is people don't really like that Wolverine.
but it's gonna sell out. It's gonna
I'm
sell out.
sure, I'm sure it will, but it won't
What's
be for me.
the and not for me either. Nah.
Same.
Like
The
the
skin looks like they painted it like leather on his arms. His skin is too dark.
it's like how many Wolverines can you have though? Because the last well, I got the Logan piece, the Daniel Bell Logan, and I
That
have
was
that
nice. That was a nice piece.
yeah, and that's the last one I think I'm gonna get because I don't need him in the costume, you know. And
Yeah,
this guy from oh man, Chile did a custom head, and it looks great. So I'm like, there you have it. I got my Logan and Old Man Logan. I'm good. You know.
right,
Yeah,
right. What's up, Red Hood? Red Hood says you can always wait for the next sideshow Wolverine, which is gonna come.
there
Yeah.
will be one. There
Probably
will
more.
definitely.
You just gotta wait on it.
Yeah, and like they keep selling out their Wolverines. Some people will laugh and be like, "Oh, this is still available," until it isn't, and then like you see the next, they're like, "Yeah, we got another Wolverine lined up for you because you fools keep buying."
Right,
Wow.
There's always new people coming into the hobby, always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like like you come in, you feel start getting jaded, and like it's like what's the point? They're just releasing the same shit every time. But there's
right,
people that didn't get the chance to get the pieces you got. You know, they
Yeah.
didn't get the chance to get the Wolverine that you liked, that you got a while back, and they don't want to pay the aftermarket prices.
Wow.
And so Sasashi's there is like, don't worry, we got you.
right.
But let me ask you guys a question though. Do you think sometimes when we do get a really, really amazing scope, it's based on the artists from Sideshow? Because I think sometimes it depends on the artist.
Yep,
Oh,
definitely.
no
It's
doubt.
it's not just so sculpt is important, but I think most important is the concept. That's what will really sell you on a piece. The concept. Um, like look at that new Daniel Bell Doom. Like it's not blowing anyone's heads off. Like, and it's because the concept is kind of like it's meh. It's meh. Like the pose, he's kind of looking up. Um, the proportions are quite exaggerated. His legs are super long, and like that is also emphasized by the fact that his tunic is very short. It looks like a mini skirt, and uh, but Daniel Bell, everyone goes crazy for Daniel Bell. He's a
I
Mm.
great
did because
sculptor, but you need to have a
I
good
PO'd
concept.
him on day one.
Because
The Doom, right?
the
Yeah.
Doom.
Yeah, the Doom is nice, but like it's like that's what I'm saying. Like Sideshow can give you nice stuff, but right now they're not trying to wow you. You know,
Like
they
give
they
you like
want.
insane concepts is what you're saying.
hmm
Yeah,
Right
Yeah.
now, I feel like the only pieces I'm interested from Sideshow that I know no one else is gonna be able to provide me that quality is their female pieces. Like, not gonna get that from XM,
I agree with that.
and Queen Studios isn't doing comic based pieces for the things I want. If I go to Prime One, price is skyrocketing, and also they don't. I don't actually. I generally don't like the females they do. It's either in art germ style or it doesn't look nice. Um, the that's but that I love the fucking Wonder Woman on Hydra versus Hydra, right?
oh, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now that is crazy. That's why I got that. But generally speaking, Sideshow does the best females hands down, no
Mm,
competition.
mm.
I
And
agree with that.
yeah, so that's where like I know Sideshow I can rely on them for that. And I got the new Black Canary coming in hopefully next week.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. She's another one I need to PO because I like that Black Canary.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Black Canary is nice for sure. Good deal, man. I think we've had a good show today, man. What y'all think?
Yeah, I think so.
Absolutely.
That's all
Excellent.
I got.
Came on late, but came on in time still.
Yeah, man. Yeah, better late than never.
Yeah.
Um, uh, geez, what was I gonna say? Um, so next week we won't talk Spider-Man spoilers. We had to do this show. We had to do this show to go ahead and just really, what I'm saying, just talk spoilers and really get our thoughts out and how we really feel about the movie and all that. Because I know some people still haven't seen it, right? And so you just gotta have those streams where you get it out, you get what you because people want to talk about it, right? And people want to hear you talk about it, right? And hear your thoughts on it. And you gotta provide your thoughts. So you gotta have a stream just for that. And then next week we back to not talking about it. So for anybody who hasn't seen it.
Which I think about the Matrix.
I haven't seen that yet.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say it's probably bad. I haven't watched it, but I'm not gonna watch it.
Wasting my time.
It's crazy because I've been hearing people say it's all right.
You know what?
View it at your own risk.
It was cute. It was cute. It was like I think they could have left it alone, but it was cute.
Okay.
It's not gonna make no money, so
yeah, it's not. But I don't want to ruin. You plan on seeing it, Astro?
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. Mm-hmm.
Rome, you seen it?
no, I ain't gonna see it.
Me neither.
I'm gonna watch it this week for
Because
sure.
I don't want to ruin it because
It don't matter.
Don't ruin it. Don't ruin it.
Yeah,
Don't ruin
I already
Yeah,
started ruining it for myself. I've been watching what people are saying. Like, I don't care. In the first place, it's just like, what's the point of this movie, anyways?
We'll talk about it another time. Like I said, it was cute. It was cute.
Give me another week. Give me another week. I'll be set.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we will jump off for today, man. Thank you guys once again for jumping on and speaking with me, man.
No doubt.
We'll talk to you guys next week, and I'll talk to you guys throughout this week, man. Y'all be good. Y'all be safe. We'll catch you. Holla.
Peace.